Hey, welcome back to Made Simple. Today we're going to be talking about macros, specifically macros used to format large data sets. But before we begin, please subscribe and make sure you hit that like button. It really helps me out, and it just helps me know if you enjoy these videos or not. Here's our data set for our example. Let's say that we work at a warehouse. We receive a daily inventory report, and here's the date with a weird, funky date number, the code, the material number, the quantity, and the net weight per unit of each inventory item. And here we have a little legend or a key showing here in this column the materials. There's only 1 through 5. 1 is cotton candy, 4 is Snickers, and so on for each material. Also, don't worry if you don't know what a macro is. I'm going to be explaining everything in this video, just a brief overview of how to start running a macro, how to save it, record it, and all the likes, right? And we're just using formatting data sets as an example to use macros. So before you run a macro, it's important to know that you need to save this file as an Excel macro enabled workbook. That way, it will enable your Excel file to run macros properly. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. I already created this. I labeled it as template. I'm just going to replace that. And here's our data set. So before we start recording a macro, and I'll explain what recording a macro is and all that, let's go over how we want to format this. So the way we want to format this, we want to get rid of this ugly date number. We just want to have it as a short date. We'll leave code material. We'll add a column here next to material that will cross-reference the material with the item name or the material name. So if there's a 5 here, adjacent, it will say Twix, and so on, right? And then we're going to want to, in this column, we'll add another column. We're just going to say total net weight, which would just be the quantity times the net weight per unit, and so on. And that'll just be a simple formatting exercise for us. And in hindsight, that might not seem like a lot, and it might not be worth making a macro just for that. But generally, your macros can be pretty complicated, pretty in depth to format things the way you want them to save you a lot of time and a lot of effort, which can help you get your job done faster or just help you be more efficient in general. All right, so before we begin, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this data and add it to a new sheet and just paste it there. You don't generally need to do that when you're creating a macro. I'm just doing that in this scenario, and you'll kind of understand why later. But anyways, when recording a macro, there's kind of 3 really main ways you can go about recording a macro. Down here, I have this nifty little button where if I click on it, it'll start recording a macro. You can go ahead and search here, just macro, and then you can record. Or you can go to the developer tab here and then record the macro that way. So we're going to go ahead and start recording a macro. When I click that, it's going to ask me to name the macro. We'll just name this formatting. We'll leave that blank, store it to this workbook, and we'll leave the description blank as well. And then we'll hit OK. You'll also notice that that box down here is now blank, indicating that the macro is recording. So when you're recording a macro, basically what that means is that Excel is just going to follow it's just going to follow everything you're doing, right? So if I click in this cell, Excel is going to remember that, and it's going to put that there. So when I finish recording the macro and I run the macro, it's going to do exactly what I did while I was recording it. So we're going to go ahead and select this column. We're going to go ahead and select short date. We'll leave the code, add a column here. We'll just say item name. And we're going to use a VLOOKUP here to cross-reference these. And if you don't really understand VLOOKUPs very well, make sure you go ahead and look at my VLOOKUP video that really explains how to do this in more depth. We're going to go ahead and lock that. We'll say column 2, and we want it to be an exact match. All right, so we'll go ahead and drag that down, and then you'll notice then you notice it did exactly what we wanted it to, right? So for 4, it says Snickers, for 1, cotton candy, and it goes all the way down through the whole data set. And before we continue, make sure you subscribe, please, and hit that like button. It would really help me out, and it's just very appreciated. Thank you so much. All right, so moving on, the last thing we said we were going to do, we're going to do a net weight here. Well, we'll just say total net weight. We'll widen this column, widen that column, and then all we do is this times that to equal 8160 and drag that down to get the total net weight. All right, the last thing we want to do is we want to get rid of this. But if we delete this, then that's going to ruin this whole thing because it's using that for this formula. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a column. I'm going to select this column and copy it and just paste it as values in that column. And then I can go ahead and delete that, widen that, and if I delete this, it will remain unchanged. And the reason being is because I copied and pasted it as values. So these are just texts. These aren't formulas anymore like they were previously. And don't worry if, for example, these 2 lines change, right? Or a bunch of these lines change. It's not going to say 5 is Skittles or 3 is Twix. It's going to go off the legend. So it's going to run the formula first, and then it will copy that as a text into this column. All right. So I think that pretty much sums up everything we were planning on doing. I'm going to go ahead and end recording the macro. And now you're going to probably think, well, where the heck is the macro? And we're going to get into that right now. And I promise you, it is saved. All that work was not for nothing. But what we're going to do is we're going to delete this data because it's already formatted. And I want to show you how it works formatted, right? So we're just going to go ahead and delete this data. And we're going to go ahead and copy this into here, right? So this is our unformatted data. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to developer. We're going to insert this button and add it there. And when we insert that button, it's going to ask us to assign a macro. And we're going to select formatting, which is the macro that we just recorded. Select OK. And now this button corresponds to that macro. So every time we click it, it will run that macro. We'll just say run formatting. And then we are going to bold that, make that, I don't know, probably size 30. Oh, whoops. Got to highlight it. Size 30. And we're going to bold it. All right. So before we continue, it's super important to note that buttons can sometimes be a little annoying, especially if you have buttons on worksheets that you're manipulating or like adding information to. Because every time I click this, it's going to run the macro. It's going to run the formatting, right? And you can't just click it and drag it to move it. What you need to do is right click on it and it will highlight or select that button. Then you can move it, shrink it, or do whatever you want with it. So that is super important to note because that can sometimes get a little annoying. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run the formatting. And we will see that it formatted that data set exactly how we had recorded. And so in a nutshell, that's how macros work. It just copies everything you did. And now you can obviously make this way more complicated. You could widen things, you could like bold things, color things, and make it more worth your time to create the macro. Because obviously, once it's created, you can just keep running again, especially if you're receiving the same formatted type of data every day. It just saves a lot of time and just helps you be so much more efficient. All right, so basically what you want to do is after that's done, you just want to go, you can save this to somewhere else, but what you're going to want to do is just every time you want to run this, you can delete that. We'll just delete this to show. And you're just going to want to have it look like this and save it as a template. So then you can take your data, just paste it in there every time, hit run formatting, copy it, paste it somewhere else, And that way you can just use the same template over and over again. All right, so it's super important also to note that macros can be kind of finicky sometimes. Like, you got to really think about what you're doing and making sure you're taking all the steps so it's not going to mess anything up. And sometimes you got to run a macro or record a macro multiple times before you get it right exactly how you want it. Now, macros can get way more complicated. You can start throwing code into there through VBA and autofilling and doing all this other stuff that's kind of tricky, but this is just a basic overview of how macros work to format data sets. And you can use that to apply to almost anything. All right, well, I hope you enjoy this video. If anything didn't make sense or if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And make sure you subscribe and hit that like button, please. And thank you.